Today, I am going to be ranking every single Chapter 1 boss, including Elder Jinchi and the Red Long. Now, I have defeated all of these bosses, so it is just my opinion. You're entitled to your own, but it's my opinion on how fun it was, how difficult it was, and how good the fight looked. Now, if you could please hit like and subscribe, because it would help out a ton and show me that you actually do enjoy my videos. Let's just get into it.
Another monkey, I see. Why don't you lay down your weapon and join me in Buddha's mercy? What say you?
Now, Guangxi was the first boss I ever defeated in Black Myth Wukong, and because of that, he has a special spot in my heart. But not only because of that, do I think he's a actually decent boss, not very bad like some others. I just think that his movesets are pretty easy to learn, so good for beginners. But it's such a cool concept of fire, and the fight doesn't have any major aesthetics going for it, but just the forest look and just the fire going across your screen and his moves, it makes this fight pretty good. So for that, I am going to give it a B tier on the ranking. This next boss is the infamous Wandering White. Now, I've seen everywhere on TikTok of people complaining how hard this is, saying that they took 2 hours, 3 hours to beat this dude, even though you could just run past him. You don't even have to kill him throughout the whole entire game. Now, I didn't find him that hard. I beat him on my second try, but I have completed Elden Ring 5 or 6 times, so my dodging is pretty good. But this boss, there's nothing really special to it. It's got some good moves, like the one where it sticks out its hand and shoots the beam, kind of like the Force. But I kind of like this boss, and for this, I'm going to give it another B tier rating. This next boss isn't very memorable for me. During my playthrough, he was pretty easy, except some of his moves were barely telegraphed at all. Like one time he jumped from the top of the building without any movement. He just basically appeared on the ground after standing on the building. This boss, it's an alright design. I mean, the arena's a bit small for this boss. As I said, his moves are kind of terrible. I personally don't like this boss at all. So for that, I am going to put it in the C tier. I haven't got anything against it, it's just there's nothing for it. This is the first frog boss out of many in the game, and I mean many. There are too many frogs in this game. I just can't be bothered to explain this boss. It's a frog. Can't be that hard. It's just a frog. So I'm putting it down at D tier. It is a terrible fight.
This humble one's name is Guangmo. Should my demise come by your hands, please pass this message to my master. Searching for deity, mortals do aspire. Craving immortality, Yao Guais surely will conspire!
This guy is very annoying to fight against. He starts off the fight without just any notice that he's going to finish the cutscene. He just shoots a bunch of projectiles at you. Something else annoying that he does is he has a bunch of snakes which just keep shooting stuff at you. Overall, it's an alright boss fight. It was quite fun. I defeated him first try, but nothing special about him. I'm going to put him down at C tier.
Beyond our grasp, the future we may still clasp. Late is the hour, young one, in which you choose to stain my tranquil abode. Pray tell, to what end do you seek?
Now this boss is one of my favourites because it's such a cool arena that you fight in, you know, being in the water. His moves are just perfect. He has some ranged ones, he has some close ones. I don't understand how people are saying on like TikTok and YouTube how this guy is really difficult. His moves are really easy to read. This is just a really fun fight. I beat him on my second try. Personally, I think he's quite easy. But I do love this fight. I'm going to put him in A tier because it is just one of the best fights in Chapter 1.
500 years. I have rebuilt the temple. Now it's grander in scope. All those monks consumed by the fire turned to wandering ghosts roaming in Black Wind Mountain. It was I who granted them eternal repose. I have even restored the charred scriptures piece by piece. But oh yes, I always knew. One day you shall return.
I do like this boss, the Black Wind King. It is a pretty good boss design. It's a dude with a big stick. And you know, Black Myth Wukong players, we like big sticks because we have them. But I don't think that this fight is as good as his bear form. You know, when you get up to the top of the mountain, I reckon that fight is just perfect. This fight is still pretty good. But one more annoying move that he has is where he turns into those flies. It's pretty easy to dodge once you know that when they like flash kind of, that you basically need to dodge. But this fight doesn't have anything really special about it, so I'm gonna have to put it in B tier.
He once told me, out of sight, out of mind is a fool's task. Seeing but seeing through is what wise men do. But didn't he turn mad by what he saw too?
I absolutely love this boss fight. In my eyes,
it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
the arena that you fight in, 10 out of 10. The boss design, bit simple, but 10 out of 10. And I just think the moveset's pretty good. I did beat him on my second try. Lots of people are saying this one's pretty hard too, but I just found this one of the most enjoyable fights in Chapter 1. So for that, I'm putting it at S tier.
Woo! Oh, thank Mitraba. Oh, finally then the 3 bells sang. Disciples come, I hear travelers approaching my temple carrying new treasures. I cannot see you, but I recognize your odor. You are back? It must be you who took that Kasaya. Now give it back!
I am not the biggest fan of this boss. I don't love it that much because it is literally just the Wandering Wight, except it's gold, it's a little bit harder, and there's a bunch of dudes around it. Now, the dudes don't really do anything for most of the fight. I didn't get damaged by them a single time, so I don't know what they're there for. But there's one move that I really hated on my first attempt at killing this dude. When he floats up in the air, gets in that like tiny little ball kind of, and then all of the little dudes start walking towards him and they heal him if they get close enough to him. But what I didn't realise the first attempt that I tried is you can actually hit the little guys before they reach him so that he doesn't heal at all. On my second attempt at this dude, I hit most of them. I think only 2 healed him. But yeah, that's one move that I really hate about this dude. He is just the Wandering Wight, but a bit harder. So for that, I'm going to put him down at B tier. Now, the Red Long is the final boss on this tier list, as it is the final secret boss of Chapter 1. Now, this boss for me was very, very good. Its moves looked very good. The boss design is very good. It's actually pretty easy to defeat if you stun it, because a fact that you maybe didn't know is when it's stunned, if you see those glowing ball thingies on its back, if you hit those when it's stunned, if you hit them enough times, it actually deals like a massive chunk of his health. It's like 1/5 or something every time you do it. So he's very easy to stun as well. I love this boss, so the final boss on this tier list, it is fitting. It is going in S tier. This is my ranking on all of the Chapter 1 bosses. Now, feel free to disagree and tell me in the comments who you think should go in what tier. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you could please consider hitting like and subscribe, it would help out a ton. I will see you in the next video.